But the spellings are different.
Yeah.
For you, it's Kye.
Mm-hmm.
For him, it was
CHE.
CHE.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So,
you know, when it comes to substance abuse, as someone who has lived in proximity to it and dealt with my own demons of depression and mental illness, I want you to take us through that journey if you can.
Okay.
Because you see, 15 years at a party with your friends, it's called social drinking.
Exactly.
Right?
Peer pressure, just teenage confusion.
Please take us through the journey of that trough.
Okay. I mean, after drinking, I got hooked onto it. You know, I love the feeling. First of all, I'm a very social person. I take after my mother when it comes to personalities. Actually, to this day, I look exactly like her, just that she was light-skinned, but I have her exact face. One time I was walking in a shopping mall some time back, and a woman walked up to me and she said, "Are you Annette's daughter?" And I was like, it can't be this obvious. Like, even after all these years, come on, guys. Yeah, but I'm a very social person. I've always been a social butterfly. You know, I kind of like bring people together. Like my name, the name Rebecca in Hebrew means to bind. So I kind of bring people together. Where Che is, people wanted to be. You understand? So, you know, I love that. I liked bringing people together, having a good time. And
this
so,
is how I end up being a DJ also.
Yeah, no, DJing, that one I learned from. No, because it's like a grace in our family. Music.
Oh.
Yeah, my auntie composed the Bugisu anthem. I have an uncle who's a DJ. My big brother is a DJ. I work on radio. I'm a DJ. I love music. It's just a thing. Like, music is just a thing in our family. I love music, naturally. And so my brother at some point, what they called mobile discos, got sound, mania mixer. They started playing at parties. So I used to watch my brother as the software at that time was PC DJ. So I would watch keenly, and then I told him, "Can you teach me?" I was a kid. I was like 10, and he said, "Okay, come and I teach you." And he taught me, you know, and the basics stayed with me. So yeah, I kept going, I kept moving. But yeah, after senior 4 VAC was when I had my first taste of alcohol. So now I continued drinking because there was so much freedom at home. Dad was in Nairobi. I was in the house with my brother. You know, mom wasn't around. So my brother is exactly like his father. Speaks when spoken to, locks himself in the room, books, take, Vichy. So me, I'm in the house. I say I need to have some fun. Yeah, so I would go out with my friends. And you know how liberal drinking, not even drinking, how liberal social events are in Kampala. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They seldom ask you for ID.
Today is a house party, tomorrow is a barbecue, tomorrow is game night.
There's always an
Thursday.
excuse to happen.
There's always an excuse. Now for me, 2018, when Ugandans made Sunday a party day, that's when I feared. I said, you guys, I know we have problems, but come on, you know. And yeah, so...
And if you go in hanging out places, they're not strict as in how old are you.
There's nothing like that. What,
So,
I had no business being in a certain discotheque when I was 15 years old. No business. But that also exposes a problem in our country that's actually enabling the high rates of alcohol abuse in this country.
Among kids.
Yeah.
The other day I saw a very controversial... anyway... There's some media personality actually who was partnering with a beer company. You saw that?
No. Continue.
He was talking about teaching kids about safe drinking, something like that nature. And I was like, okay.
Safe drinking.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
It sounds like there is a myth to it, but I think we'll talk about it.
He needs to be arrested.
Yeah.
That's nonsense. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I kept drinking. Form 5, Form 6. I didn't go back to Budo. I went to St. Lawrence. So the culture shift. St. Lawrence was a liberal school. You know, you have your hair out. You can wear your jeans. You're with guys. Then that school had a high population of Kenyans. We had Kenyans in our class who were 28 years old. These guys would come with everything from
drinkable
cigarettes to Wamira. Like they were...
The school will allow that, or they will sneak those things
They
in?
would sneak, man. They were old. They were adults.
Yeah.
They knew ways of getting the stuff in.
Yeah.
So I became a prefect, so I could leave school at leisure. So I would come to town and party with my friends, So by the time I got to university,
Let me interrupt you. For you, was it the partying or was it the drinking?
it was the partying
Okay.
because the two couldn't go.
Separate.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not mutually
I'm
exclusive.
not leaving my house to go and drink Splash.
Yeah, you're going to party.
Yes.
You're going to happen. You're going
To
to have
socialize.
fun. Yeah.
I found Splash, the supermarket is next. Hope
Exactly.
I can.
Not like there's anything wrong with Splash.
There's nothing wrong with.
Yeah.
Can I make you laugh? The first time I went out, when my friend took me, it's actually I write about it in my book. First time my friend went out, I think he was it's a very popular discotheque. I won't mention the name, but I think he was well known. The waitresses, he was greeting all of them. They knew him by name. What? So he sends the lady to me to take my order. You guys, the first time in my life I ever went out, I ordered for Splash Mango.
That's okay.
The lady laughed at me at midnight in Kampala. The lady laughed at me. She called my friend and said, "Please tell your friend to be in class." Bambi. Yeah, but that's how innocent I was. Yeah, but moving on, the drinking became very normal. I started building my tolerance for drinking. I was drinking
improving.
copious. Improving, yes. But I was drinking copious amounts of alcohol. Ridiculous. But at this point, I was staying away from Waraji because it kind of reminded me about my mom, because it's what she used to drink. My mother was drinking about 2 bottles a day. She would send me to the shop to buy them, the big ones, a day. So whenever I would see Waraji or I would see spirits, I would keep away from them. I would drink the RTDs, like, I don't want to mention brands. Okay, like Smirnoff Black Ice or Red, those are the ones I would stick to. Never ever ventured into spirits. And also because I have a sweet tooth, get it from my father, so yeah, it's like a bee. I was looking for the sweet stuff. Yeah, so by the time I got to campus, my tolerance was built, and really, by this time, people knew me as a party. I was a social butterfly, you understand? By the time I got there, I think even people already knew that I was coming to Nkozi before I got there. Yeah. Yeah. So, basically, this was frying pan into the fire of fires, going to Nkozi.
Does anyone want to admit that Nkozi has a drinking problem?
No, they know. They know, but
as a university, as an institution, as compared to others,
as an institution,
Party Central.
Yeah, as an institution, that place needs. I don't know what they can do for that place.
Could be a spiritual.
No, it is. No, definitely, it is that one standard, because that one I even witnessed it myself. If you study in Nkozi, and you do a course called EDS, Ethics and Development Studies, there is a course unit called African Traditional Spirituality, I think. And the first years have to go to, when you're going, have you been to Nkozi?
Not yet.
Okay, there's a town just before Kayabwe. There's a town just before Kayabwe where there's a forest, Boama. So at the top of Boama is something called Prometra. Prometra is an international institution. In French, it's Promotion de Médecine de Traditionnelle. Basically, promotion of traditional medicine. When you go there, it opens on Wednesdays. To the public. It opens on Wednesdays. It covers that entire hill of forestry if you go inside. So what they do is it promotes, don't use my own words. See, in this world today, you have to have discernment, because the way these guys have described it on their website, you can think it's like the most, give me a minute. But what these guys do is, it's like a school where they teach people essentials of traditional medicine, herbal things, stuff like that.
And this is different from?
This is Prometra, Uganda.
And this is different from witchcraft?
You see, what exactly is witchcraft? Because the word witchcraft means manipulation. So what do you mean by witchcraft?
Someone has to know. It's a craft. Which one?
So basically they call it healthcare, ecological, agricultural protection of forests in Uganda, improving living conditions of people by strengthening traditional healthcare and expanding the use of ecological methods of cultivation. Those seeking to train as natural healers attend weekly courses on how to recognize common diseases and treat them with herbal medicines. So we go to this place for a field trip, and then they take you to the different classes. Class 1, they take you to a huge field of like plants, and then there are people telling you, so this one, the Luganda name is this, the biological name is this, it treats this and this and this. So everyone is, wow, this is so fascinating. They take you to class 2. Class 2, they're teaching you how to mix certain herbs to come up with medicines for like blood pressure, After that, you leave that part, you cross into the forest to the next section. The next section, class 3 and class 4, teaches. In Luganda, do you know what they call bayungirizi?
Abayunzi.
The born healers. Have you heard of those guys before?
This is how
we actually saw them in like practice.
You break your arm,
yeah,
or your leg
here in this house. Then we call someone in like Mbali and we tell him, my husband has broken his leg. He's like, hey, okay. First, okay, it has its own. I didn't state here the whole class how they teach, but basically they teach bone. They repair your bone. They put your bone.
So
back.
when they're calling the guy,
no, they are not calling. It's not telepathic. It's a spiritual thing.
That's it.
Hold on, they don't use a phone.
This is what we are saying. They'll call a person and say,
you have to give details. It's like consultation. You understand? Especially if the guy is far.
And then the guy will treat you
from where he is, you're born. Now, I've seen it work because they used it on my cousin. I've seen it work. My cousin was in a car accident and his right leg snapped here like this. He was walking in 3 months.
So you guys, is that wrong? I mean, is that bad?
It's not bad.
It's just life.
It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with it. But
it's one of the things that shocked you.
It's very shocking. That's just class 3. There are 6 classes. So basically they took us through all the classes and basically it's not bad, but what they do is they don't do it by the power of the Holy Spirit. You understand? It's always what is the source of what you're viewing. There are people who teach you about Jesus, but they're not teaching by the Holy Spirit. So what happens is you walk to class 6. No, listen, we're going to bring it back. So when you get to class 6 was the most interesting. Class 6 is at the top of the hill, and they light a fire, and then they have these traditional leaders sit around. There's an old lady in a gomesi and stuff, and basically the entire time they're taking you around class 1, class 2, class 3. These guys are being prepared. Like how in church you have worship sessions, these guys are being prepared, to be possessed by the spirits to come. And so by the time we go to class 6, these guys,
acts in the upper room.
It was just ridiculous. It was a very strange thing. These guys were, everyone who tried to record with their phones would go off. Or like it would, have you seen static?
Yes.
That's what would happen. After you record and you play your video, it would have static. Everybody in class. And so our teacher, the lecturer came and said, if you're wise, don't try and record anything. No one listened. Guys, modern kiddos, but no one, nothing. But basically, it's very peculiar stuff that happens there, Country of Uganda. But basically, what happens here, what we were told. Not the people who study a course called Ethics and Development Studies. There's a course unit called African Tradition. I forget the name of the course unit. But I'm saying this because of the question you asked, is it a spiritual thing, the drinking thing? What we were told is that what happens on that hill is the residence of the guardians or the keepers of the territory.
So there's a principality.
Definitely. There's a principality over that area. And how it's worship, actually even our lecturer told us this. He was like, one of them, the worship is done through consuming alcohol or having alcohol poured, on the ground. Different, weird things. I don't even want to speak much more on this anymore. But yeah, it's definitely a spiritual thing. And I keep looking back and I keep asking myself.
So that's the school that you went to?
Yes, in Ngozi.
3 years.
3 years?
Uh-huh.
I'm still telling my story.
Continue.
Yeah. So I did first year, second sem, I tried my tuition. But I stayed there the entire sem. Yeah, I drank it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, where were you getting the money?
Yeah, I drank it. Yeah, I housed the guys, I housed the uncles, I housed the guys.
And you are not alone in that situation.
I know, we are many. We are many. I thought I was only entering my tuition alone. We were many. Because of people really need, it's the only thing people could do in Nkosi. Drink. It was a peculiar thing.
Is it a depressive environment?
It's not. That's the funny thing. It's not. It's a great place to be. It's a lovely place. It's It's not depressive at all. So you ask yourself, why are people drinking? The people who are there are people who come from rich families. People are happy,
it's
people
a Christian university.
It's a Christian, it's a Catholic university. So anyway, we need further research on that area, because even to this day I don't understand the amount of alcohol consumption in that area.
So what I'm seeing here is